Morning. So, day 2 in Dubai. But gonna be quite a busy one because we're viewing 2 townhouses this morning. It is 20 past 8, and we actually had a decent night's sleep last night for the first time
We
in.
slept all the way through.
Yeah, so we slept all the way through from like 11:30 till like 8 a.m., which was nice. Dogs didn't wake up. It was the first time in like 2 days, so I mean, I still feel pretty tired, but you know. Anyway, got to viewing 2 townhouses this morning. One at 10:15 and one at 11, so we've got a couple of hours to kill. Then we've got our medical to go and get done, which we're going to have to get a taxi to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to go and get our medical done, which is one of the things that you have to do when you first get to Dubai, to get a blood test to make sure you don't have any nasty diseases. And then
I'll be shipping him right back home.
If I've got any diseases, because I've got them off you, girl.
Hey!
And then a chest x-ray. So hopefully, with it being Thursday today, by the start of next week, and we've had our medical all cleared, we will be officially full residents
Of
Dubai, the UAE. And then we would then be able to put our name down and actually buy one of the townhouses that we viewed, if it all comes good.
Stay tuned.
So we are walking to the first townhouse that we're looking at viewing. And this morning when we were walking the dogs, we just happened to bump into a lady in the dog park who was being really friendly. We got talking to her just out of whatever. She was from South Africa. We were chatting for about a good 10-15 minutes, and she said, "Where are you hoping to stay?" And we were like, "Well, in this area really." And she happened to have a townhouse that's going on the market as well, so we took her number. So we've now got 3 potential candidates for our, what's the word?
Oh!
Permanent lodgings for our home. So we'll catch up when we actually find it, because I think it's about 15 minutes away, but see you then. So this is the one that we're looking at. Got a little driveway for the car into the main door, which is our living room, which obviously everything needs a spruce up. The guys only just moved out, apparently a part of it. They'll redecorate it and fill everything in before you move in. But so we've got like an open plan living room and a kitchen, but first we've got a garden, which is really what we wanted it for. So we can do anything we want with this, in all fairness, you know, make it our own, but this was the main thing that we wanted, somewhere for the dogs to just play around. But kitchen, again, these are all a bit old, but we can get new ones of all this. Fridge, doors, dishwasher, everything. We're asking to spruce all this up. Downstairs bathroom, which we can't really see yet, there's no electric, but downstairs bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bedroom 1.
But it's,
Balcony. Again, got shit all over it, but that'll soon move. Over the top of the garden.
But it's not,
This is actually a conversion, so this will be room number 2. It usually wouldn't have a door on, but they've got a new door on conversion, so it's made it 2 bedrooms. Small one. And then this little outdoor space as well. So overall, it looks promising. It needs a definite spruce up, but that's all included in the price. You just got to let them know before you negotiate your terms as such. And I'll be back to work in order ASAP. So that's number one. I've got a funny feeling that in review number two they're going to be pretty much very similar, like I said before. So we'll update you on number two when we get to that one. So this is property number two, and like we said, it is just pretty much a carbon copy of the other one, but this one's much nicer kept because the other guy's been in that one for 3 years. This one's only been occupied for like 2 or 3 months. The guy unfortunately has had to move home because of a family emergency, so this one is just nicer and more modern, but layout wise pretty much is exactly the same. So you'll notice here this one does have a patio that sort of like goes round the back of the house into a corner garden. So this one's slightly bigger just because of purely this walkway, but you'll notice it does have a little bit more patio space as well, so more patio space here, which is kind of nice. But coming in the back door, that's the front door that I just came out, but walking in, almost carbon copy like I mentioned, the same sort of kitchen. This is the living room area. He has it kind of weirdly laid out, but sofa area. It's like a TV screen projector. He's actually got, it must be a karaoke fan here. And then the garden. So these ones are just a little bit, these are just better kept. They're just more nicely maintained. Obviously, like new hob, new dishwasher, newer fridge, newer washing machine, and these are all staying in apparently. So that's definitely a benefit. Downstairs toilet.
Yeah.
You might say, okay, give me something good.
Yeah.
Maybe peanuts would be too.
So that's what I mean, because we've got to furnish the whole gaff. So that's going to cost us a bit of money as well, isn't it?
Bedroom. Balcony. And the garden onto the street. This one does have a nicer view from this balcony, in all fairness. You can actually see something nice, whereas the other one just kind of backed onto a bit of nothing, to be honest.
Do a little vlog, a little YouTube vlog.
That, this is just so we can look back at it as well, to be honest.
No. Do you want to be in it? Like, no.
And that'll do. Good read.
You want to open it? Yeah. So we're online doing this. So we wanted to move here for a while. So it's been ongoing for a year. So yeah, now we're here.
And the other one, this had that built-up wall, so this was separately. This was like two separate rooms. So it was a conversion, so you can see what it would have looked like beforehand in this one. And then bathroom with an actual bath, shower room, and a bit there. But there we go. That is townhouse number 2. So we're now back at the Airbnb after viewing 2 townhouses. What's your thoughts so far?
I like the first one. To be honest, they're the same. Like they're the same layout. The first one, why we like it is because essentially it's a 2-bed. One's a maid's room, but they've made it into a whole new room. And obviously we're going to have our family, our friends come out, and it's going to be nice for them to have their own little space, and essentially for us, like it's just going to be nice to have another bedroom to work with.
It's the same space. It's literally, if you notice on the videos, like the layout of the stairway is exactly the same. They've just put a wall up,
Yeah.
and then divided it by a door. So there's just that little bit more privacy for whoever does come round and stay over with us, which is obviously
It's going to be a lot.
Going to be a lot for them. You're like not basically sleeping on a landing. It's like it's an actual room. The downsides to the first one are that just needs a little bit more work done to it, but providing that that's all done before we move in, it just makes it a blank slate. It should be all fresh, white walled. He actually did say if you want any colours on the walls, we could tell him and they'll do it for us. The garden was a little bit smaller on the first one, which isn't really the end of the world,
Not dramatically.
but I think the first one's just going to be a little bit more work, because the second one, the guy was also willing to leave his appliances in the kitchen,
Yeah.
his bed, like frame. Obviously, we would change the mattress, but like the bed frame, like his dining table, his sofa, he was willing to keep there, for a little bit of an extra cost. So that would have maybe saved us some time as well. So there's things and there's positives and negatives to both, but I think with overall is.
And we can't move into the second one until
The first one's available straight away. The second one isn't available until the beginning of February, so it means we'd have to extend our stay here for like another 10 days.
which is going to cost us more money.
Yeah, which would then set us back probably another, I don't know, 750 quid or something. So there is positives to both and negatives to both, but I think the first one is going to be the main one, because it's the spare bedroom.
I actually preferred the first one.
Well, I preferred the second one.
Yeah, so I preferred the first one anyway, so...
But I think it's just because it's hard to see. It's hard to see the first one compared to the second one, because the first one is just literally just being moved out of, and it hasn't been decorated or cleaned or anything. Like the walls were still dirty and the floor was still dirty, whereas the second one has been like refurnished literally a couple months back. So it's fresher, the paint is fresher, the floors are cleaner, the walls are cleaner, and it's furnished. They're hard to compare, but I'm aware of what I'm saying.
It's silly.
It's just that like the second one looks nice and the first one doesn't.
That's what...
But yeah, the first one, I do agree. I think the first one is the more sensible one. At this
And it's
moment in
cheaper.
time. It's not. It's the same.
Well, we don't 100% know that.
We've got a little
We've
bit of haggling to do.
Yeah, we've gone in at a lower cost just to see if he'll take it, because we're in a position to pay up front for the year. And that's our advantage, because what did he say? Townhouses go like that. Like, we could like that one and someone else could view it and it could be gone. So
In Dubai, things don't work on a monthly basis. You have to pay for them either up front for the year or up front for 6 months. The more you sort of divide that check, the less enticing it is for the seller or the owner.
So they always increase the price.
And the more expensive it becomes, the more you break it down. So we can get it, hopefully, if we go in with a cheaper option, like a cheaper upfront cost, say like we will give you slightly less, but we'll pay it in a wanna, that the landlord would prefer that. So we've been in a position to do that, so that does put us at a slight advantage over other people. But
the owner of the first one said he wants a British couple, and we just fit that stunningly.
yeah, I mean, it's still only day one. At the end of the day, guys, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but it's all fun and games. It's exciting times. I think we've literally been looking at these townhouses for probably the last 3 or 4 months, and the ones that we've been looking at online are the ones that we've just looked at today. So even though we only viewed it today, it feels like we've viewed it about 500 times.
We've been constantly looking on Property Developer just to see if any in the area, but they're all the same. Like, we know what we want, we have a budget, so it's just a matter of just sealing the deal.
They're actually slightly bigger than I thought they would be as well.
I was really shocked. So we live in it's essentially a 2-bed, but it's a box room in the UK.
It's just a 2 up, 2 down.
It's 2 up, 2 down. It's a really small house. So funny. We walked in and the estate agent went, so it's quite small, and I was like, is it? Like, it's massive. Like, it's so big. Like, I was really happy with the sice of it. Like I wasn't expecting it to be that big,
They're
and
just-
for us, it's fucking huge.
They're just used to using. So the guy that he did it, he's used to doing villas, which are obviously like twice the size of that. So it's small for him, but for us, it's like.
We were like, "Geez, look at all the room for activities."
So yeah, it's actually bigger than our house in the UK.
I think for our first year in Dubai, it's two adults, 2 dogs. I think it's absolutely perfect. I think the price is right. I think the location is right. And I think that will just be a really nice beginning for us.
Yeah, we came here obviously for the quality of life and, to make more money and to focus on business and stuff like that. And we've had this conversation before. It's quite enticing and quite easy to get excited and be like, oh, let's do all the fancy things and get a really fancy house and a really fancy car. And like while we're in a position to do that, it doesn't really make any sense to do it. So we just want to spend the first 12 months like living a bit of a quieter kind of existence, just focus on getting our feet on the ground and, and then we can do all the fancy stuff later down the line if we feel like we need to.
Yeah. We just want a simple life, guys. We just want a simple life with good people, good weather, good food, be with our boys and make money. That's all we want to do. And train and go to the gym.
So that's property viewing, part 1 and 2. Whether we view another one, I'm not too sure. We did bump into Linda this morning on the park.
Lovely Linda.
Lovely Linda from South Africa, from Zimbabwe. But we might view that. I'm not too sure yet. We're in the conversations with the landlords. We do actually need to go and get our medical, so we need to go and do that now, ideally. So yeah, I'm not going to bother bringing you to the medical centre.
No.
So we're going to get a chest X-ray and a blood test, and then when we're back from that, we don't actually know what we're doing later. Maybe we'll go to the mall.
Yeah, I think we're going to go to Dubai Mall and get Brad a cheesecake.
I've never had a cheesecake factory.
If you have never heard of the Cheesecake Factory, guys, go on Instagram now and look at the Cheesecake Factory because you can get any cheesecake you want for the same size as Brad's head.
Which is pretty big.
Which is a large head.
Yeah. So yeah, medical next. Maybe Dubai Mall later. We'll see. If we do go to the mall, we'll bring you along. Peace.